Hello, I am Daniel Espinosa. I am going to talk about banknote. Okay? A banknote is a type of a negotiable instrument, not a promissory note. Maybe beat a bank, probably to the beer on the mat. Banknotes were originally issued by commercial banks, who were legally required to redeem the note for legal tender. Usually gold or silver coin, when present to the chief cashier of the original banks. These commercial banknotes only trade at face value in the marks served by the issuing bank. Commercial banknotes have primarily been replaced by national banknotes issued by central banks. National banknotes are generally legal tender, meaning that medium of payment is allowed by law or recognized by a legal system to be valid for meeting a financial obligation. Historically, banks sums to ensure that they could always pay customers in coins when they present banknotes for payment. This practice of backing notes with something of substance in the basis for the history of central banks backing their currency in gold or silver. The perception of banknotes as money has evolved over time. Original money was based of precious metals. Banknotes were seen by some an EOU of promissory note, a promise to pay something in precious metal or representation. See representative money, but were rarely accepted for convenience and security. In the city of London, for example, from the late 1600 onwards, with the removal of precious metal from the monetary system, banknotes evolved into pure fiat money. One question: what are national banknotes? National banknotes are an important part of history because they were first issued in 1963 by what is commonly known as the first national banks in the United States under Abraham Lincoln presidency, and sister of national chartered banks was created. Denomination of $1, $5, $10, $20, $15, and $100 were common, but on the rare occasion, $500 and $1,000 bills were also printed. The last notes were issued in 1935. Money between 1963 and 1935. National banknotes usually during this time accept a legal currency. The creation of national banks not once attempt to monetize the federal debt. Banks that had a charter with the federal government will deposit bonds in the United States Treasury. The banks in turn claims issued notes for type 19% of the bond values. During this time period, the federal government rolled back the value of the notes. There were three periods during which national banknotes were created. First, chartered banknotes. These national banknotes were printed primarily in the north, and the south was reconverted from war. Second, chartered banknotes. Most parts of the country were using national banknotes during in this time period. Third, chartered banknotes. The tier usually is divides into three independent series: red celled banknotes, blue celled banknotes, and 1929 small size national banknotes. How national banknotes were identified? In order to prevent forgetting, a system was put in place to identify true notes. The identifying factors to determine authenticity are banknotes with the bank's name, tooth, and officer signature featured on the face on the note. Forgetting with paper currency in the period of national bank's notes is as common as forgetting paper's currency today. The money was printed and the value of engraving and printing implementing special deeds and color schemes now only in the print and the national bank. Other question. Where you can get national bank notes today? Trust online retailers like APMEX have a selection of banknotes for sales and the way from California to Pennsylvania. National banknotes are an important part of history and can be found on APNEX, where pricing in competitive and the service in second to now. Thank you.